But it's like 11 minutes after 11 o'clock in the morning here at Galaxy, 29 degrees, and that works out to about 85.6 degrees if you're in the other side of the world right now. And we're talking to a number of people around the world this week, and believe me, I'm really, really looking forward to meeting up with Cindy Davenport, and also we're talking to Mr. Cates as well. Yes, Tim Cates from the band Highway Jones. Been loving their music for a little while now, really, really have, and been looking forward to this. But first of all, folks, let me do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and better just turn that down a fraction. Nice to have everybody joining us live on Facebook Live right now. If you're going to be watching on YouTube a little later on, you know what to do, right? Yeah, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo, you know what I'm talking about. That way you get notifications too, by the way, when we're doing stuff just like this. Joined today by Cindy Davenport, and of course we're talking about Tim Cates as well, coming out of the band, yes, Highway Jones. Well, you know them. We've been playing quite a bit. We've been feeling the fire right here at Galaxy.
Yeah.
So, nice lead in, I think.
Thank you. That was
now,
awesome.
Cindy, if you've been watching this, you will know that it's not the rigid 12 questions that anybody else asks, if you know what I mean. I like to have a bit of fun with it. By the end of it, you never know, we might be able to get Tim to be able to do something really, really cool with that piece of instrument he's got there.
Yes, he's got several beautiful guitars. One, I don't know if you have that guitar with you, that Frankenstrat.
No, it's not in the room at the moment. This is a '93 Gibson J45 Montana.
Wow.
Thing sounds beautiful.
I'm loving the piece of artwork you've got on the wall behind you as well. What's that axe?
That's a Telecaster. Left-handed Telecaster, and it's doctored up quite a bit.
Exactly. That's right. You're left-handed, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Nice, nice. A little worried about Neil, though. What? He only started playing the drums at 2? What was he, a late bloomer? Good God, 2 years of age.
He's out with rotator cuff surgery right now.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes,
So
he's
he
been
should be
playing a
back.
lot.
He'll be back in February. I think he'll be back.
Okay. So we have about 2.5 minutes left. How's the COVID thing going over there for you guys right now? You guys safe?
We're staying as safe as possible. We've cut down on a few gigs per month. We're all wearing masks, and they're being very diligent at the bars. They're spacing everybody apart, and for the most part, we're staying very healthy.
Very, very cool. I see somebody in Auckland did a bank robbery the other day. They couldn't identify him because he wasn't wearing a mask.
Where's the drum
Well,
roll?
that's, these clubs, that goes over good till about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and everybody gets to drinking, and the masks come off, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
And then we
exactly.
go, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Stay on the stage.
talking to a friend of mine. He's German, and he was saying to me that the B&D clubs are all legal and open over there right now. It's all good as long as you're wearing your mask.
That's good. And they check on it. I would say that in Florida it's a little less lenient than other places, but so far so good.
Let's go live to the desk and welcome, guys. I really, really will apologise now so that we can get that out of the way right away.
No apologies necessary.
Currently, I've been told we're in 64 countries and 97 cities around the world.
Hi.
Wow. That's great.
Nice background, Tim.
Hi, David. Nice to meet you.
talk about who helped write that song.
I haven't heard this in a while.
Okay, well, maybe that shouldn't have happened. It should have done like this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm absolutely elated, folks. I really, really am. I'm joined by Cindy Davenport and, of course, Tim Cates, coming from the band Highway Jones. Now, we've known about them for a number of months now, been playing their music, getting a huge, huge following right here at Galaxy, and kicking it off with Feeling the Fire. Guys, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you very much.
You know,
It's a pleasure.
it is an absolute pleasure for me. In fact, I'm very, very humbled, Cindy, because, believe me, I know that you've had quite an extensive career in the music industry, and you went after us. You came after us, wanted an interview, literally, and I admire that. I really, really do. But, you know, now that you've got it, I feel sorry for you.
That's all her. She's the worker bee.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you do get what you ask for, and, well, you've got me today, and I appreciate that. Tim, pleasure to meet you, my friend.
I know where you live.
You do. Yep. In fact, I've got it on the website. You can find my address anytime you want. It's got a phone number there as well. If you want to call me, I don't mind. I really don't. You guys are coming out of Florida right now. In fact, Jacksonville, Florida. I got some good friends there. I really, really do. Love hanging out in Jacksonville. In fact, would love to go over to Dave's place and watch some wrestling from time to time. They have the AEW down there, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of Tim's family is in wrestling too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I got a brother. He's in a federation in outside of Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, right. Maybe he's with ROH, Ring of Honor. I think they
Yeah,
come
I'm
out.
not sure. I watched some of his videos. He's still doing it at his age.
At his age.
Some of the big names from the 70s are in his league there, so it's good.
Okay. Well, you know something? I'm a big fan of that kind of sport, simply because it is sport. I've got to be honest with you. Not a lot of sports on the goggle box these days, so you got to make up for whatever you can. You know what I mean? Cindy, we started this show off with Feeling the Fire. Now, you said to me just as I was about to do the intro there, let's talk about who wrote this. Now, first of all, not only do I want to talk about who wrote it, but the lyrics itself. Give me the meaning behind the song. Tell me all about it.
Well, I have a good friend. His name is Lynn Edward Gleason, and he was a VH1 star in Tainted Angel. I'm wearing his shirt right now. He's a good friend. He's still doing rock and roll. But what Tim and I do is we kind of collaborate with music. He'll create a riff and send it to me, and it's really nice to just hear the riffs and just let them kind of sink in, and then I'll start the lyrics. Well, I sent this lyric to Lynn, and he polished it off for me, and it's just a love song. It's about heartache. It's about second chances, and we put like a rock edge to it.
But,
So,
Yeah, the guitar riff I wrote back when I got into my drop D phase, when alternative was really big, and I was listening to a lot of Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots, and I started writing in that kind of a feel, and I wrote the riff back then and never could do anything with it till I sent it to her, and she put some lyrics to it and finished it off, and it just worked out great.
well, you know what, Tim, and believe me, guys, we are getting quite a following for you guys. We play you on specialised shows and stuff like that, and we pretty much do our shows by the requests, if you know what I mean. How many people have been asking for what music, and that gives our production team an idea of how to be able to structure the weekly shows, stuff like that. And you guys are starting to show up more and more and more on these specialised shows. So believe me, you're really starting to make an impact here at Galaxy.
Thank you.
Having said that, personally, I'm absolutely loving your music. Now, Cindy, I realised that you pursued us and got hold of us. In fact, there for a little while, I think you were on my Facebook pages and everything like that, saying, hey, how about an interview, all that sort of stuff. I passed you on to Barbara, like I usually do anyway, I've got to be honest, because I don't really talk to people that much. I never really find the time, so I apologise for that. But
No problem.
Barbara comes to me, and this is how we select our music, literally, is Barbara gets about 30 bands a day, and yeah, literally, we are pursued from every corner of the world wanting to do these interviews. We really, really are, and in fact, not so far away, we're actually going to be in the UK and Ireland. We were over in Africa a couple of weeks ago, if you know what I mean. So believe me, we're everywhere, even Barcelona, aren't we?
Yeah, Russia,
So,
Germany,
yeah, we do. We have a number of these artists that just absolutely want interviews.
Norway.
So the only fair way to do it is that Barbara works with production. They have to whittle it down, I got to be honest, because we have a board. They choose the final says and say yes or no, but they are more interested in our image. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be good. Otherwise, no go. When it passes all of that, it comes to me. Now, I know nothing about it. I get a little Bluetoothy device that I play in my car. And it doesn't give me any information. It doesn't tell me who the artist is, what the song is, anything. Just plays the music. And I've got to be honest, I've got a pretty good stereo in my car. So I go driving, listen to the music, and see whether or not I want to do the interview. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. Now, for two reasons. First reason, and I've got to be honest with you, Tim, this is a really good reason, is that nobody else can influence me on whether I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
the other reason, and I'll be straight up here, Cindy, is nobody wants to drive with me.
All right.
They kind of think going sideways is weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
I don't know why.
Thinking outside the box.
Well, I kind of like country roads. Let's put it like that. And when I first heard your music, and I really didn't know, I knew of Highway Jones, I knew of you, Cindy, but I had no idea this was your music. And I'm listening to this, I pulled it over, literally pulled over the car, really picturesque place too, got a really nice plot, turned up the stereo, opened up the doors, cracked the cold one, and listened to each and every song as it should be listened to, you know what I mean? Had a hell of a good time. And I was getting quite high there for a little while. So
That's what we like to hear.
So I'm thinking to myself, you know, I've got to ask Cindy, tell me about High.
Oh, I love this song, mainly because it just came together really quickly. Tim had written the lyrics to it, and he had some friends from out of town that night, some really good friends, and they were just having a great night, you know, hanging out, playing music, partying, and he sends me these lyrics. And then within a day, we structured that song. I laid it down on one of his riffs, and it's just about good friends and good times.
Well, you know something?
Yeah, I wrote it on this acoustic guitar on Christmas Eve 2015. And like she said, I had friends over. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm outside on the porch. Yeah, we were all drinking some Crown Royal and having a good time, and just it came together in like 30 minutes.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Tim. I talked
True
to
story.
I talked to a lot of artists over the years, and you know, I feel that the 5-minute songs that are written on a McDonald's napkin or something like that, they have the longevity. They last the longest. They have the best hooks. They are the best music, and believe me, I absolutely love High right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live, yes, by the artist from the band Highway Jones. Here's High. How we going? You okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a true story. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee, so.
Oh, well, we won't
That's how
hold
it
that
started
against him. We won't hold
Yeah,
that.
was
high. You know, and the song about high, it's not about getting high on chemicals or drugs. It's about getting high on music and your friends being there. You know, it's just, there's that buzz you get when everybody's there and the sound is right and you just can't hit a bad note. It's just a great feel. That's what it's about.
That's what I was pertaining to when I said I'd actually pulled over the car and I was getting high. I was absolutely loving this track. You know, I think it worked. You know what I mean? And believe me, guys, I hear so much music. I hear so much music. I get very, very choosy, and it's not often that I absolutely flip over a particular band. Cindy, I love it. I do.
Thank you very much. You know what got me with your station was your sense of humor. You were cracking me up. So I had to reach out.
This is me. This is what I'm like. It's true. I mean, I was just saying to an artist earlier on, Doc Yates. His name is Seth Yates. The band is called Doc Yates. That we have a couple of security guard dogs that we have here at night time, and I take them for a walk. Now, a couple of blocks down the road is a cemetery, right? And I'm walking down the road with these dogs, and I'm walking around the cemetery, and an old man's there, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Was it you or your brother that passed away?" Says, "I don't know, I better call my brother."
You've got Jay on watching.
We appreciate this interview and the opportunities. I would love to visit New Zealand, but I don't think we can go anywhere yet.
I tell you what, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because believe me, we would love to have you guys here in New Zealand. And yes, we got to play by the rules right now, but it's not going to last forever. And if we're onto it and get it all done, ready to go, when the borders open up. But I want to talk
about... You drive there like a day, right?
Well, you just pop on over in your kayak, you'll be right. Hold on, let's go back to the desk.
That piece of paper, Tim.
Yeah, she's got my handwritten notes for the lyrics.
That's funny. Tim, believe me, when I hear somebody say that to me, it's usually a debt collector. That's funny. I like that very much. How's the COVID thing going for you guys over there? A number of places around the world now seriously into lockdown. In fact, I was talking to one young lady not so long ago, and she says to me, I actually struck up a conversation with a spider the other day. He's a nice guy, into web design. Okay, I suggested maybe...
a spider?
A spider, yeah. I suggested maybe a glass of wine in each hand so she doesn't need to scratch her face.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, that's for sure.
Yeah, but believe me, the COVID thing has really taken its toll globally right now. And we would love to be able to get back and start doing concerts and stuff like that. And you just very, very slyly, Cindy, said to me, you know, we would love to come to New Zealand. Well, you know, I want to talk about that because we would love to have you here in New Zealand and do some shows, maybe about 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand. Let's make it worthwhile. We'll go over to Australia as well. We do that. Well, we used to anyway for a little while, but basically only because we like their money, right?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
We can do this.
See, I remember that program. Yeah, I do. Had a funny nose, didn't she? And Mum used to call her husband Durwood or something like that. I remember that. That was really, really cool. But yes, we would love to have you here in New Zealand. But well, as you can tell, we're kind of crazy here in New Zealand. Are you up for a challenge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
Well, what?
A hoo-hoo grub. Spelt H-U-H-U grub.
You
No.
gruff?
Yeah, hoo-hoo.
Uh,
Hoo-hoo. Come on, guy, you know what hoo-hoos are, right?
okay.
Okay, well, yeah, well,
No.
this is a
Nothing to
grub,
do with
literally spelt the same way. Well, you're familiar with caterpillars, right?
Right.
Okay, well, this is like a caterpillar on steroids. Well, maybe a double-decker bus to a mini. It's huge, it's white, it's got a black head. And what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head, don't eat the head. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah, and believe me, we put everybody through this. Nobody is exempt in this one, literally, including me. But believe me, we have a thing called the Wild Foods Festivals here in New Zealand, and that's part of the entree, if you want to put it like that.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well, you know, we'll get a little bit of alcoholic beverages. Maybe we could have a grub fest.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, hell yes, believe me. And well, you know, I've been. A lady from South Carolina sent me some of that stuff that they make out in the Appalachians, and she says to me, these days they're selling it as hand sanitizer, which, you know, if you can run your car on it, we'll make sure there's a bit of that. We'll make
Moonshine.
yeah, absolutely. We'll make sure there's a bit of that, just to make me feel at home anyway, if nothing else. But believe me, the Wild Foods Festivals, absolutely fantastic. You may be familiar with, you know, festivals, you know, kids were running around with candy floss, hot dogs and stuff like that. Yeah, not there. Not there. Mountain oysters and all that sort of stuff are on the menu. Tim, I would say something else, but we have a lady with us and I'm not going to go there, okay? But believe me.
I can leave.
No, it's quite all right. But just down from Hokitika, this is in the South Island. Now, New Zealand is made up of 3 islands. Right down the very bottom, there's a tiny little island called Stewart. And vicariously, it's the only island in New Zealand that got a name. The rest of us, well, you know, then came South. They ran out of imagination, right? South Island. Then came, well, yeah, you guessed it, North Island. Yay. And believe me, I'm all up for renaming these islands, I really am. You know, much like the moon, I want to rename the moon. What do you reckon? Shall we rename the moon?
Sure.
Well, you know, let's look at it logically. They're finding new planets, they're finding new moons all the time and giving them names. But ours is called Moon. Exciting, don't you think? Yeah, I think maybe something like Celestial Body Brian.
Yes. Celestial body. I like that.
Yeah, it'd look great on a check, wouldn't it?
I'll get a T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And believe me, we'll send some people to the dark side just to see if the aliens need to be a part of this as well.
Keep playing the music out there. They'll catch on.
Exactly. And believe me, that's why we're Galaxy. We get it out there into the universe and it goes forever and a day. But having said that, I mean, you've got to ask yourself too, if we're talking about space, it's ever evolving. But what the hell is it evolving from?
And into.
Question of the day. Yeah, well, you know, I've got another question for you. If you're travelling at light speed and you turn the lights on, would you see where you're going?
No, because your eyeballs are way behind your body going at light speed. You left them back there somewhere.
Believe me, there'll be plenty of things way back there, including my eyeballs.
Hey, you know, there's some places that are selling lots on Mars right now. I'm going to send you a link.
Oh yeah, got to be in on that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You get a certificate and you get little lots, little space on Mars.
Nice.
I don't know how big the parcels are, but I thought that was interesting.
Now, I understand that in New Zealand, you got like tropical weather all year round where you are, right?
Well, we don't have bad weather per se. I mean, we do get, you know, weather, but right,
No snow and no freeze, nothing like that.
right down the bottom of the South Island, closest to the pole, yes, they get snow down there. In fact, I did university down there. We used to call ourselves Scarfies because of the wintertime we'd wear our school scarf, you know what I mean? Uh, but we wouldn't get a foot snow. We'd maybe get a few inches and we'd bitch and moan about that. Here, where we are right now, if we get 0, my God, you never hear the end of that. You know, Jack Frost, what he is, you know what I'm saying? But no, we don't get, well, we were talking to a guy just a couple of days ago, 30 below and 10 foot of snow. Crazy. I'm going, why would you? Why would you do that? You know? Go to Florida, it's hotter. It is. Hold on. Yeah, you guys still have alligators there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? That's
I
good.
had to stop and let them cross the road because they'd be in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I've had a friend of mine who says he had to interrupt his golf game because there was a couple of them trucking across.
Oh, yeah.
I says, did you feed your opponent to it? He goes, no, I didn't. And I says, oh, how good is he golf? He goes, oh, not bad. I says, well, you know, for me, I'm a branch manager. Always in the trees. Always in the trees. I don't know how that works. You really don't. You know, he goes straight. I go over there. I really do. It just makes the game more interesting when you're playing on somebody else's court, field, doesn't it? You know, never mind. It does happen. Have you ever heard of Queenstown? Not Queensland, that's Australia. Queenstown here in New Zealand. Okay.
No.
You're going to love this place. Shania Twain owns property down there. It's a little boutique kind of town, come wannabe city. And believe me, it's a challenge getting in there because it's wall-to-wall wall. Literally, it's all mountain, and then you just drop in. And
Wow.
if you're on the plane going in, the turbulence is absolutely amazing. It really, really is. In fact, I was with an American not so long ago flying in there. He's gripping the seat like crazy. Fairly large kind of guy. And he said to me, you know, are we going to crash? I went, don't worry about it. We'll go straight to the scene of the crime.
Is that where they filmed Jurassic Park?
Well,
Remember those drop downs?
no, but I think Weta Workshop did a bit of work down that way for Lord of the Rings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, having said that, you must be familiar with Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you guys come here to New Zealand, well, an hour and a half ago away from where we are right here is the original set of Hobbiton. Would
Oh, wow.
take you in, show you around, you know, well,
That's awesome.
the rest of the staff will be able to take you in and show you around. I'm not allowed in there anymore, apparently. One of their security carts went missing.
He did.
Yeah,
It's in the lake.
one of their security carts went missing.
In the lake.
Apparently it's in Lake Rotorua, which is not far away from where we are, really. It really isn't. So, you must be familiar with the person who made the Lord of the Rings movies. Of course, we're not talking about J.R. Tolkien, who wrote the books, but Sir Peter Jackson, the guy who actually made the movies. I went to university with him. We were Scarfies together.
Wow, that's
Really?
awesome.
Yeah, literally. I'll give you a couple of movies afterwards to check out. Believe me, some of his earlier work, you gotta wonder how the hell he got that job. You really do. They were risque is one way of putting it. You're familiar with the Muppets, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'll give you a movie that you will absolutely love to watch, which is an adult version of the Muppets, literally. It comes from Peter Jackson's mind. You just got to wonder about this guy. How the hell did you get Lord of the Rings, Pete? You know, and I'm sorry, I can't call him Sir, because he is my mate. You know what I mean? It's like Sir John Rolls.
Oh, yes.
Another Sir, literally in radio, banging on the door, wanting an interview a couple of days after he got his knighthood. And we weren't even here. In fact, we were in Rotorua doing a concert at the time. Got back and everybody's saying, Sir John Rolls is after you. I'm going, no, he isn't. Nah, I don't. I do not have royalty running after me trying to find me. You know what I mean? Sure enough, yep, he was after me. All right, he wanted an interview. In fact, he wanted me to interview him so he could write a book. He's having his memoirs done in a book, and he wanted me to interview him so that they could take that, and instead of him answering questions all the time, it's all there in form. And I
That's
know,
going to be interesting.
yeah, it literally is. It'll be good to see him come back from Australia very, very shortly and get that done. But having said that,
Wow.
down in Queenstown, as I say, you never know who you might run into down there. Actually, before the COVID thing, we had Tom Cruise down there, Kevin Costner down there, a number of other dignitaries. They go down there. It's the sort of place where you go to get away from your mates and take your friends. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the really, really cool place to go. And as I say, you never know who you might run into. But honestly,
Right.
guys, you don't want to run into me down there. They don't.
Well, you know the ropes. You show everybody around, right?
Well, you know, I'd throw you off a bridge. We have a big thing down there called bungee jumping. And, well,
I'm ready to try that once.
believe me, it may only take once.
I'm not doing it.
Well, you know, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee. How's that?
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
It's called living in the moment. It is. It's
Something
called
like
living in the moment. Yeah. But
That's right.
now,
Don't
Cindy,
have that on there.
I think this is an excellent segue in telling me about living in the moment.
Well, go ahead, Tim.
Well, the riff I wrote for a different project I had at the time. I had a singer that really wanted to do some country, and I wrote the riff for that, and had it, and I always liked playing it, and she heard me playing it, and she had me send it to her, and I think you went out of town for the hurricane, right?
Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah, she had went out of town and come back with these lyrics to what I'd written, and we went in and laid it down in one take. Lead, everything was done in one take.
Wow.
And we just left it at that.
That's amazing. I'm a sound engineer myself, have been for about 30-something years, not only doing studio sound, I also do front of house, toured around with a number of bands. You might know them. They've actually only, well, the both bands I went around the world with actually only had 4 letters to them, and both of them were Australian. That's strange, literally, but yeah, do front of house, and in fact have worked with some of the biggest bands in the world here in New Zealand. I really, really have. Again, not easy to impress me to want to do interviews and listen to music because I am so established in it, but when I heard Highway Jones, I really, really loved it, and especially living in the moment. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Cindy and by Tim from the band Highway Jones. Here it is. Gosh, I've got sweat running in my eyes. It's so hot. We've got the Kiwi air conditioning happening. It's called Open the Bloody Window.
It's open.
The weather's been so good here right now that I don't have to have the AC or the heat on. It's like 60s, high 50s, low 60s is perfect.
I thought it was 70.
It's 90.2 here in the office.
Oh, wow.
That's hot.
That's real hot.
That's
Oh,
hot.
man.
Yeah.
I don't let it get above 69 degrees in my house. I keep it right at that temperature.
Look, my boss keeps saying it's a weight loss program.
Wait, I've lost the control.
You've lost control?
I said, wait, I've lost the
Oh,
control.
you lost the control.
Yes.
I like the first version.
Shut up.
By the way, guys, I actually have a voice in my head. I'm being honest. She gives me stats, bits of information, all that sort of thing. She's also my wife. You know,
That's amazing.
well,
guys
you know,
work together.
most women love the idea that I actually have a voice in my head, and I'm married to it. You can understand, Cindy. But moreover, she gets paid to be it. One of the most fortunate women in the world. They get paid to be a voice in a man's head. Love that idea. Unless you're me, I get it all the time.
It's nice that you both have the passion for music, that you want to work together. That's great.
No, she just likes talking to me in my headphones.
Slack, mental.
Anyway, let's go back to
Well,
the
you
desk.
did. She's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to show them?
No, not yet, I'll go on afterwards.
You're having a great time. And, yeah.
How many listeners can you tell?
Yep, I can. I'm sure the voice will tell me very shortly.
Yada, yada, yada.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM with 5,498,000 joining us right now. Not bad, actually. It's about an average hour, 5 million people. Nice to have you guys along. And right now, we're joined by Cindy Davenport, and of course we're talking to Tim Cates as well from the band Highway Jones. Absolutely love their music. Now, as a fan, guys, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, guys, do you respond?
Yeah, she's good about that. She runs the band website. She posts all the upcoming gigs and events, and I'm real good about posting a lot of videos from. We have a show like this past weekend. I'll post videos. If we have a gig, I'll post some previous videos from that gig. Plus, we're all over YouTube. She's got us put most of our stuff on YouTube. She's done official videos for the tracks on the CD, and she's got them on YouTube as well.
That's really cool. Now, I have actually seen some of your live gigs on YouTube. I've followed it a little bit. You know, curiosity, I've got to be honest with you, Cindy. You were so aggressive at wanting to get this interview. I had to find out who the heck was bugging the hell out of me. I've got to be honest with you. So, yeah, literally. And that, I'm impressed with that. I really am. If more people were that enthused about wanting to have an interview with me, you know, I'd be in shock, to be honest, believe me, with the amount of people that we get. But I was impressed with the way that you went around it. I really was. Had to have a look at a few of your gigs that you were doing live. And of course, our management, they tend to like the YouTube professionally done stuff. You know what I mean? So having said that, I've got to ask you, Cindy, you're the manager of the band right now. Have you ever been signed?
Have I what?
Has the band ever been signed?
No, we're independent, just independent.
Okay.
Which to me gives us more of a leeway to go in any direction. And we have been approached by certain managers, and I've worked with a producer since the 90s, and he always gives us good advice. So with people that I've met along the way and all the great musicians that we've worked with, I think we have a very solid base.
I do too, and I see some of your bands that you've worked with. I mean, Faith Hill, for instance, love Faith, really do. Aaron Tippin, Travis Tritt, yeah, not bad. Charlie Daniels, he passed away not so long ago, didn't he?
Who?
Charlie Daniels.
No, Charlie Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Friend of Chris Buck.
That's so hard to believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Also, I see there that you've worked with Aaron Tippin as well, Tim, and Foghat. Now, love Foghat. What were they like to work with?
They were great. They were A Circuit at the time. This was in the early to mid 90s. There was a couple of real good A Circuit clubs here in Jacksonville, and I was in a band at the time, Coupe de Ville, and we got to open for them. We got because of our gear and our set list, and some of these bands like Rick Derringer, we opened up for him for 2 weekends in a row, and Foghat was. It was great. I mean, real down to earth guys. There was a few of the original members were missing, you know, because they passed on, like Steve Everett. But it was a good show. They were really great guys. Aaron Tippin was the best, though. He was the most fun. I mean, he just went out of his way to make everybody comfortable, and his road crew hustled and hooked our stuff up for us. Things we didn't even expect.
Yeah,
it was great.
You know, guys, I have the Bible on you. all one page. Really, we need to get a bio for you guys, and to mention Coupe. I'm a huge fan of Coupe de Ville. Really, really am. You know what I mean? So that is a bonus for me. You've just absolutely aced my day right now, Tim. You really, really have. But yeah, I get it with Aaron Tippin. Also, you've worked with Rick Derringer as well. Great artist in his own right. So, you know, there's a lot of credibility there. There really, really is. But for me, I'm really, really impressed now. I never realised that you were with Coupe de Ville. We are really going to have to work on a bio. We are, you know. Believe me, one page. Great.
More coming.
Yeah, please. And let's know a little bit more about Neil Hale, for instance, endorsed by DMR Custom Drums. Neil was a master showman, this is what it says here, and songwriter. He started playing drums at the age of 2. I know what I was doing at 2, and it wasn't belting drums. Sure. In fact, I started playing drums in my mum's kitchen on the pots with the old wooden spoons way back in the day, until I started breaking spoons, and then I was exercised out of that deal right away. No, you're not playing any more pots in my kitchen. But believe me, I know how to play the drums. In fact, I know how to play a number of different items. I was a roadie for a long time, just learning how to tune in stuff for different artists. You know what I mean? So, yeah, believe me, I've done the circuits for forever, like it feels anyway, you know. One artist says to me, "You're as old as the hills." I went, "Older." Older. I even tried to convince him. Moses was the first internet user. No, true. Well, you know what it's like with the internet. You've got to go up on top of a mountain to get some sort of reception, right?
Yes.
And then he had to download onto his tablet.
I'm still living in the like the golden ages. Like, it took me a little bit of time to learn how to Skype. This is my first Skyping experience. And I think I did okay.
I think you did fine.
You guys just great.
I think you did fine. I just feel sorry for you that I'm your first, you know, well.
Now you look just as handsome as on Facebook.
Oh, God.
You can find Highway Jones on Facebook and Instagram and Reverb Nation. I wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, now, at the same time, you also have a website. I know this. Can we get your music downloaded from there as well?
Yes.
Now, do you have a merch store?
CD Baby and Amazon and Spotify.
And Spotify, yeah, absolutely, I get that. And at the same time, also Apple. You forgot Apple. We got to include that, right?
Apple iTunes, absolutely.
Nice. You haven't considered Bandcamp?
I'm going to check that out.
Do that. Another platform. You know what I mean?
Okay, thank you. I will check that out.
Now,
and we're going to be working on a new CD very soon. We've got probably another 9 or 10 songs, I'd say. We just got to get in the studio, but it's been slow because of COVID.
Yeah, believe me, I fully understand. Good time to be doing writing and recording right now while these things are going on, if you know what I mean. And not a lot of shows, so I get that. That just means to me, Cindy, that maybe, just maybe, you'll consider coming back and releasing more music with us. Would you consider doing that?
Twist my arm.
Oh, what, from here?
We'd love to.
What, from here? That's kinky. Couldn't quite reach that. Really, really couldn't.
Did you see Paul McCartney's new album that he created during COVID?
I have. Well, I've seen a little bit of it. Not a lot. I've heard a lot of rumour. You know what I mean?
It's absolutely amazing. And he did all the instruments himself. And I think Sheryl Crow did that too. People are learning how to go with the flow with this, restriction. They're creating more music at home or in their home studios. And then we've got great venues, and radio stations to help us out as well. So we're working it. We're working it around the whole.
Yeah, me and Cindy, a lot of times we'll get together here at my house and I'll set up and we'll live stream acoustic. That's how we get some of our newer stuff. We've done a few of our newer songs that we've already laid the basics down in the studio. we did a live stream and played them. We got some good response on them already.
I absolutely understand that, I do. While we've got a chance to, I don't want to leave out Greg Thompson, bass player.
GT.
Yeah, GT, musician extraordinaire, literally. And has worked with Jay Bonamassa, Little River Band, Leonard Skinner, Blackberry Spike, good friends of ours, Blackberry, and Marshall Tucker as well. Very, very talented people around you, Cindy. Have these
And they're great friends.
have you done that on purpose? Have you handpicked these people?
Have I what?
Did you handpick these guys?
Well, I'd say yes, but the first thing foremost is that they were friends of mine before we started working together. And so I know that we all have the same passion, the same outlook. You know, it's about making good music. It's not about, because it's more like a team than just one person. I'm not going to be the Cindy Davenport band, because I think we all shine. I feel like I have the best musicians for each part. And I have a great songwriter here, collaborator, who just, you know, when his ideas come up, they ring with what I have. So I don't want to lose that ever.
I am.
GT.
And me and GT just clicked together. We from day one, yeah, we're like a one. You know, we just that the last track on the CD, me and him, that's one of our favorite live. We usually end shows with that song.
Who's us?
Point Blank.
Point Blank, right?
Yeah, I was friends with a guitar player in a band from Texas called Point Blank, and I heard him the first time in 1981, and this song, Turning Back, was on their CD. And I got to be real good friends with him, and every band I've ever played in, I've covered this song because I liked it that much. And nobody even knows about it, but I just was dying to include this song on the CD. And then when GT jammed it with me, it was just unstoppable. We took the ending of the song to another level.
You know, Tim, I was actually going to talk to you about Point Blank because it's got it here. The very first line literally is, we specialise in on point rock and roll from classic. You know, now tell me a little bit about what's on point, and should I be worried? What exactly is on point?
Being a musician, you know, when you when you hear a song or you create a song, we call it.
It's like with me and GT. We don't even have to communicate what we're doing. I mean, the groove is just, you can't get that. You can't rehearse it. It just comes out when you have that chemistry. That's the best way to put it.
Well, you should be talking to your brother who's in the wrestling thing. He might be into tag team or something like that. Maybe you've got that chemistry going on.
Well, I know with GT, we really hook up like that. I mean, me and him are just a lot of local bands have 2, 3 guitar players. You know, we keep it nice and clean and simple. Just 3-piece with her vocal is all we need. I mean, it just there's nothing empty. It's nice and full. It's clean. Everybody gets to. And Neil was the great addition. I mean, at first it was a little unusual because he's such a showman, but he really brought a lot of little pieces to the table and breaks and stops and a lot of the classic tunes that we play. He put an edge on them that just gave them new life, you know, and it just made us want to play it so much more. You don't get bored with it when you bring in something new to the table like that all the time, and it really going to really show up in the recording down the road when we get back in the studio when he's better.
You know, Tim, I get that. I really, really do. And believe me, it's priceless to have a relationship like that, not only with one member of the band, but the whole band itself. I'm not sure whether you'd be familiar with a band called AC/DC. I was talking to a good friend of mine who was the original...
Never heard.
Yeah, again, 4 letters, an Australian band, toured with them. But I was talking to the original lead singer of the band, whose name is Dave Evans. And I said to him, you know, Dave, I've known the band for many, many years. In fact, the drummer absolutely lives just a wee way away from us in a city called Tauranga, which is about an hour's drive, hour and plus drive, not that far away. His name's Phil. Anyway, I was talking to Dave and I said to him, Dave, when the band first got together, let's go way back in the day, back to the university days, was it always the idea to be the super rock stars that you are today, or was it just going to be something that you played at the pub? He goes, never played at the pub. We never wanted to do that. We always only ever wanted to be arena bands, you know what I mean, and fill arenas. And I said to him, well, that is an amazing way to go. And he goes, well, if we start out meaning to end that way, then we're going to get there with hard work, determination, and damn good music. And believe me, I've worked with the band many, many times here in New Zealand and in other places around the world as well. So know them well, including Angus and Brian and everybody. You know what I mean. So it's always a pleasure. By the way, his name's Philip Rudd, the drummer and used to be with AC/DC. I think he's doing a few things himself right now, besides restaurants, right?
Overseas, yeah.
He's still overseas?
Yeah.
He got caught up over there while he was doing a tour, didn't he? Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Dave's still in Mexico, isn't he?
Yes,
or is he in Brazil?
No, he's in Mexico.
Yeah, anyway, just, you know, it's a side thought here that maybe we could get you guys down here in New Zealand when this COVID thing's over and done with, and hook you up with a few of our friends here that might just want to drop in and play with you, mainly. Somebody like maybe Martin from Candlebox. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Lynch from Autograph.
Well, he's not with the Autograph anymore.
Yeah,
but
and of
That
course,
would be awesome.
believe me, these guys absolutely want to hang out with bands like yourselves and come and play in New Zealand and have a damn good show. Would you consider doing that?
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I love it when having people up to play.
Brilliant,
Great.
brilliant. At the same time, now there was a reason why I asked you whether you'd been signed or not. Now this is not a catch-22 kind of question, it really, really isn't. But I do have a friend of mine who has a couple of labels over in the UK, but I'm sure would absolutely love to be able to promote you guys as well. You don't have to sign with them. Let's put it straight away. You don't have to do any of that. But he does have a TV show, he does have radio shows, he does have podcasts, a magazine, and connections all the way through Europe, right down as far as India, Bangladesh.
yeah, we've got Jay online.
And we've got Jay online as well. Jay also has a magazine in India, and these guys would love to be able to get you into their magazines and into their circuits. Can I pass your information on to these people? Can I get Barbara to
That
set
would
up?
be fine with me. How about you, Tim?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, literally. I mean, Jay from Lazy J magazine in India, 8 million people in his region where he is. Believe me, he's got a huge following. You know what I mean? And it's all about promoting Highway James. I'd love to be able to pass you on to my friends and get you into more places around the world, rather than just 5-6 million people listening to us right now. Having said that. These
So,
people
Jay,
do
I'll
request you,
introduce
do
you
want
to
to hear
them.
you, do want to see you here in New Zealand, do want to do tours and stuff like that. And a good friend of mine, Dr. John out of the UK, who actually does concerts in castles in the UK, which is absolutely fantastic. And believe me, 150,000 people a day going to these shows would probably want to be able to get you over there touring as well. You know what I mean? So I would like to be able to talk to you about the possibilities of these things after we do this interview. But first of all, really, I would never really want to let you down. So I think, again, segue, never let you down. Tell me all about it.
Well, that
This
was
was
the
very
first
first.
we did. Yeah.
The first riff I came up with that I brought to everybody, and just like everything else, she just took it. I co-wrote some of the lyrics on it. She would come up with a line, I'd come up with another line, and that was our very first one. And we've got a real good video of the raw cut of this that we did shortly after we put it together. Before we even recorded it, we got a live recording of this. It was great. It was really good. And but this was our first song, and it guitar riff for me was just a feel. It just flowed a certain way, and I tried it with a lot of people and it didn't work, but with this group of people, it just fell together. And she immediately put the right lyrics out there.
Very, very cool. What happened to Cindy?
I don't know,
She's
she's
gone. She's
disappeared.
run away. So I'm left with you, Tim, here, live at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Tim and possibly Cindy, I'm not sure where she went, as Highway Jones, and Never Let You Down.
You might have to call her again.
Yeah, she blinked off of my screen too.
Probably got there.
You okay there, Tim?
No, she's
Is
gone.
Cindy okay? She
Yeah,
gone?
No,
yeah.
she's gone.
Yeah, well, she lives about 10 or 12 miles from me, so I don't know where she went. She just dropped. I never had Skype until last night. I downloaded it last
Just
night,
add
so
her
I'm
again,
doing
I
it
think.
too.
Okay. I'm being told I should try and
Or
add
just,
her
yeah,
again,
don't
so
know, if not,
give it a
well,
go.
Okay.
Cindy, what happened, darling? Hey, what happened?
My battery went dead. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Are you
There
okay
we
now?
go. Thank you for calling me back. I was like, ah.
What do I do?
No worries,
Yeah.
no worries. Can you turn your camera on, sweetie, please?
What was that?
Can you turn your camera on, please?
Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
Poor old Tim's going, oh my God, I've been left in the lurch.
Maybe Tim at the end of this, he might play a
That's
riff
all
for
right.
us.
Here we go, look
Here
at
we
that.
go. Oh,
Hello,
she's
sweetie,
sideways.
welcome back again.
Oh, here we go.
Good to be back.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, now you're at the bottom of my screen instead of the top. There you go. Let's.
You know
Oh
something?
yeah, you
I'm-
wanted to hear my
I'm using my phone. I'm sure you guys are on laptops or whatever. And I'm on my phone.
Well, I was doing what you were doing, but it's a learning experience. We're having a great time.
Nice. Cindy, I'm not in your bedroom, am I?
Yes.
Ah.
We might need to.
Well, thank you for inviting me into your bedroom.
She needs to adjust her camera. We
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
see
Can
her
we
face.
just get you to tilt your camera just a
My
fraction?
pretty red.
No, but you know, there's a beautiful glow to you. Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm just gonna hold this.
That's much better, much better. We can see all of your face now. Nice rouge on the cheeks.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I don't know how I managed to get into your bedroom, but I thank you.
Well, I think we might be in Tim's bedroom too.
Might be in Tim's bedroom as
Yeah,
well.
Look at it.
Yeah, I haven't been
Yes, we
invited.
are.
Yeah, I haven't been invited into a man's bedroom
Well, we
since
have today.
since the other day.
And you can't see them, but behind me, my two girls, Daisy and Mascara, are back here.
Oh,
That's my
bring
puppies.
them
They're
on.
with me all the time.
Oh, okay.
Show their
For a minute
faces.
there, I thought you meant real girls, and I was going to say,
No,
who the
it's
hell would
dogs.
call their daughter Mascara?
Come here.
Oh, they're
Come
little
on.
cuties.
Can you see her?
Oh, little
Oh,
cuties.
nice.
Cute.
Daisy,
Awesome.
come here.
Let's
Come here,
go.
girl.
Let's go back to the desk. We'll wind this
Our
up.
sisters.
We'll wind this up,
Sisters
but
from the same lip.
don't go anywhere just yet. Hang in there, guys. Literally.
I'm gonna reach up for the sky. Got my head out the window. I'm gonna reach up for the sky. Ooh, yeah.
That's- it helps apparently if you turn the microphone every. Sorry, boss. She goes, your mic's not on. Sorry about that. Too busy enjoying the music. That's for sure. That absolutely is. It is true. It really, really is. Becoming a huge fan of Highway Jones and love talking to Cindy Davenport, and of course we're talking to Tim Cates as well coming out of the band and out of Florida, out of Jacksonville, Florida. And believe me, I'm going to have to introduce you to my good friend over at Saturday Night Live as well, and get something going there for you as well. Now, guys, we do have a huge amount of connections around the world, as you know, with the amount of listeners that we have. We tend to, from time to time, pick up people that are interested, they're promoters, they're magazine people, people that even make movies and want to put music on movies and stuff like that. So, if you don't mind, we would love to be able to talk to you, be able to promote you, get you onto stuff all around the world. Would you mind if we, just dropped your name from time to time?
Hey, anything helps. We would appreciate it.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And believe me, I don't usually get behind a band as much as I want to get behind you guys, because I'm absolutely loving your work. Now, at the same time, just wondering, do you have any merch?
What?
We are working on T-shirts right now. Of course, we have CDs available. T-shirts will be available in about 2 weeks.
Well, I tell you what, how would you like to send me one? Because while I'm doing these interviews today, I'm wearing the white wolves, actually. Good friends of mine, Chuck Feltner especially, and Todd. Yeah, believe me. But people, while they're watching this, they actually go and find out who it is the white wolves are. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And before you know it, you've got maybe another 5,000 Facebook fans, and I feel sorry for you for that. You'll be there all day. Literally. Talking to people wanting to know all about you. So if you want to do that and send us maybe a few CDs, we would love to be able to do a few giveaways as well. This is about promoting Highway Jones. You know what I'm saying? And
they're on their way. I'll get them to you as soon as possible.
Awesome.
Give me your sizes and a message, and I'll be sending them out to you.
I tell you what, I'll get Barbara to communicate, give you all the details that you need. And believe me, we would love to be able to promote you as much as we can, including, and got to welcome along Jay from Lazy J Indie Magazine over in India as well. Dr. John over there in the UK from Dr. John's Unsigned Surgery Magazine, radio, TV show, yada yada. And I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine over in Germany as well. His name is Jorg. It's all Jorg's world, literally. And I'm sure he would love to be able to do an interview with you as well. And believe me, I think, with us having New Zealand and the Australasian side down here covered, we can pretty much make this a world tour if you're interested.
Wow.
Something to think about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're excited.
That really is something to
And
think
all the
about.
possibilities. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we think Jacksonville would be a place where a person could really get somewhere, but it's just the opposite. Jacksonville is hard to, it's hard enough promoting yourself here, but to get it's not a mainstream like a lot of people would think with Skinner and 38 Special and Blackfoot and all the bands from here. It's really not. It's more of we do better with this. This is the best thing I think we've done in a long time is getting on your show, because it's hard here to get any kind of promotion. It really is. And then there's so many out here that are just, they just don't look out for you. I played in Texas, I played in Tennessee, I played a lot of places, but Jacksonville's the toughest market to try to move your music. It really is. So getting an opportunity like this to get it to another level, another set of another country, another city of listeners is amazing. I think that's
Tim,
I'm all for that. It's really great.
let me put you straight right away. Your music spoke for you. It really did. If it wasn't for your music, we wouldn't be interested in having an interview. I've really got to be straight up with you. You have sold us literally on the quality of your work. We love Cindy's voice. We love your work. We love everything about Highway Jones, and we want to get behind you, literally. For us, keep on doing what you're doing. Keep coming back. Please, will you come back again? Have another interview with you. Literally, if it wasn't for artists like you, really, I wouldn't have a job. So I rely literally on having superior super artists like yourselves getting out there in the world and it's an absolute honour and a pleasure to be able to be a platform for other artists to be able to move on into a bigger realm. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. Our hats go off to you.
Well, believe me, the feelings are very, very mutual. I'm being told I've got to move on, so right now we're going to have to get this underway with, well, literally a little bit of D. Jackson. You're right here at Galaxy. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right with you.
More music, more Galaxy next.